We're back on Talk to the People. I am Simone J.
I am Omar Denton.
And I'm Cognac Jackson.
Alrighty, so our next topic is politicking, and it's over the death sentence. So just your thoughts on the death sentence, what it means to black communities. So yeah, you want to start off?
In all honesty, the death sentence came for like punishing blacks back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like they was trying to keep us under the wraps of strictness, putting us in a position of like vulnerability, making us inferior and not superior. They was trying to make us feel like we couldn't move a certain way. So like the death sentence came from an aspect of like evil and shit. Like I don't feel like nobody has the decision to say whether somebody needs to die or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but God, you know what I'm saying, or natural causes. You know, unfortunately, we got a lot of stuff that come about, but at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know, the death sentence is just the person who applies the death sentence needs the death sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wild as hell. I don't care what nobody does, because of the simple fact, you know, everybody has a story and everybody go through hella situations where, you know, it's mental illness, it's conditions, like, you know what I'm saying, it's a code and decode to everything. You know, if somebody killed somebody, you know what I'm saying, obviously they have mental issues. If somebody takes somebody aspect of free will, you know what I'm saying, like that's you know what I'm saying, it's bogus, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying, everybody go through trauma, you know what I'm saying? In our community it needs to be fixed, and it's not fixed, you know what I'm saying? Like we put ourselves in positions where, you know, it crashes down and burns at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like we never give ourselves that time for healing. So like, you know, they don't care about nothing we go through, how we go through it, you know, they just want to put us in that position where they control our lives, you know what I'm saying? So the death sentence really was meant for us, and they had to chill out because it was getting too reckless. Like they put a lot of black men under the death sentence as far as like acts that they didn't do back in the day, rape charges.
3 strikes and count.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't make no sense. So, you know, like me personally, I just feel like, you know, it's a political standpoint of like white superior or white supremacy, you know. So that's my take on it.
I basically kind of agree with him because, like I said, you got to look at things spiritually and naturally. You know, the way he was looking at it, because in life, spiritually, you created dead, and meaning that whatever it is that you're putting out in the world, then the universe is basically is checking that just like it would naturally. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? It's checking it's checking what it is that a human being is doing naturally. You think you might be getting away with something, or you might be doing something good or whatever. That's why even if you do something great and nobody sees it, that's why you still get rewarded for it, because the earth, like the universe is watching you, life is watching you. But as far as naturally, what he was saying, like, you know, we understand that we have a capitalistic system, and you know, Caucasian and powers that be, they're always looking to play God, and they decide, you know, whether you could be somebody innocent. That's why you could be innocent and be on death row. But either way, even if you do, you know, end up coming to your demise on death row or some type of death sentence, even if you come to that and you didn't do it, then yet and still, the justness of the universe is going to still be for you, either or. So that's the good thing about it. You know, naturally people be like, they'll condemn you. Facts. You know, and like you said, like, you know, this legal system, they do that through judges, through the, you know, whatever. So I believe that everybody's accountable for their actions. You know, how you're using your good health and your time. You know, and if you do something, and people, because you got people just like I said on the vice versa, they think they're getting away with something because they do murder and they do kill and they pay lawyers to lie and get them off. But yet and still, everybody's accountable. You can't lie to the universe. Exactly. And that's the spiritual aspect of it. But naturally, you know, no, I'm not. I don't like that, because I believe that you can't take somebody's freedom away from them, because evidently they didn't know whatever the situation was, they didn't use their good health and time correctly. So you can bound them, but like you
you said, only God can judge the fact of your death, because real death really only comes from your eternal death. You know, you can, because if you die naturally, but if you were standing on some substance or what you were supposed to be, that's where legacy come from. So here it is, you'll live forever. So, you know, that's how I just look at it, you know, on that end. But yeah, I'm not with any human beings making the choice of condemning you. You know, if it didn't happen already in a quick instant, natural state where somebody murdered and then you got sent away, yeah, you take them and then you can take their time from them based off of the evidence or whatever you get naturally. But spiritually, nah, I don't think even God has he doesn't approve of that. So they have to deal with that once they leave here.
Exactly.
Go back to him.
So y'all both, I'm gonna ask a question, and I won't state my opinion. But so you vote for spiritual, correct? Y'all, are you both spiritual?
Well, yeah,
so,
definitely. Yeah, I guess because I have a relationship with.
But I'm saying, like, do y'all believe in the Bible? Do y'all believe, like, do y'all follow the Bible?
Me personally, I believe in the Bible for sure, but it's been misconstrued so much, in my opinion. I don't want to even get into that topic because it kind of kills, you know.
No. It's not even. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I believe in the Bible. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. I ain't even.
The Bible. Yes.
Okay. So in the Bible it says an eye for an eye. And I'm not saying I believe in an eye for an eye, but I'm just saying it does say an eye for an eye. It also says thou shalt not kill. But we have different defense laws. Like if somebody kills me, if somebody's trying to kill me, I can kill them. You know what I mean? I feel like here's the thing. I do think he said something, and I totally agree. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here trying to play God, and that's what it comes down to. However, they also had a part in the Bible when it says, like, you know, if you steal, I'll cut your hand off. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you kill, I'm killing you. If you have a menace, it's so crazy because I watch a bunch of different like crime shows and like, you know what I mean, and watch like. It's crazy. I don't know if I don't support, because I don't think anybody has the right to kill anybody. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like this. I do think that it's repercussions to things that you do. If you kill 50 people, you get what I'm saying? I feel a little different if somebody gives you the death sentence. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's really sticky, because I just don't think, I don't know. It's just.
Can I say something real quick? What basically is the statute for death penalty? So that's my problem with it, right? There is no clear statute.
It's very true.
There is no, if you do this, you get the death penalty. You have to qualify for the death penalty. So listen to how that sounds.
Right.
Yeah. That means somebody sitting at a desk
saying whether or not you're finna get it
makes an emotional decision based on, you know what,
man,
you killed 3 people.
You dying. That's
you cool because you was angry.
Or you.
But then next week he got an attitude, and you killed 2 people, but I didn't like the way you did it. It was malicious. Your ass getting the death penalty. Right. That's what make it not right. If I'm with being in, back to what you said, if you cut off my hand, I cut off yours. There are still governments out there that I forget the name of that type of punishment. It's like capital punishment or something like that. You know the name of it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's certain governments that do that punishment eye for an eye.
Yeah.
You steal,
back
you
home.
get beat in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's governments that still do that, but that's a statute. Like you do this.
So you know what you're doing. You go get your hand cut off.
You get locked up in Louisiana. I mean, you go to jail for murder in Louisiana. You go to jail for life. But in Alabama, they don't play that. You get the death penalty. Right. That's what make it wrong. You get what I'm saying? There's no statute.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
I disagree with what you're saying because it has to be discretion. It can't be a situation where it's blind justice. Like if you did this, you get the death penalty because every situation is different.
Yeah.
So he might have did this for a different reason, but he don't need the death penalty.
Statutes would never be that general. You get what I'm saying? Like if you put a statue in, like that shit has to be clear and concise. And that's the thing.
But
It's not like that now.
The situation not gonna be clear and concise though, because we wasn't
Yeah,
there.
in a way, I get
You know what I'm saying? The situation not gonna be clear and concise. So if you look at it like it has, it's pros and cons to it. That person might have an attitude and feel like, you know what, you get a death penalty, or you know what, I don't like black people, or I don't like this race of people, so I'm more so giving them a death penalty than these other people. But at the same time, it can't be blind justice. Like, you know, any situation this happened, because it might be this nigga caught a motherfucker raping his wife, and that's why he did it. It might be this nigga knew that this nigga was a child molester, and that's why he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could just be somebody random and they just out raping people, and it'd be like, "What are you doing?"
You say you watch a lot of crime shows. How many times do you hear the prosecutor say, "We're going to push for the death penalty"? like you know they
and
say,
this is the thing.
It almost make it a game. It almost make it like.
But it's like this. A lot of times,
a
if it's not an emotion, a lot of times when it's an emotional thing, like you said, like say if somebody snaps, you get what I'm saying? Like a woman, it's just so much things. Like she snaps, like she's been raped, she's been this, she's been that, and she just killed. You know what I mean? Right. Then from somebody that
the little girl from Philly or something.
Yeah, and then you got somebody that is just walking around the street regular and just killing motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? It's like she snapped. She had a breaking point. You are like that's just like
you just a monster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In fact,
yeah.
I was going, and that's what I'm saying. It go back to the mental aspect. So, the worst type of suffering is being alive, knowing that your hand missing or your eyeball missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or that's the point of prison. When you lock them up, they in this cell, and they break down completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the word, and you know you got to stay in this joint for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst, because whatever you valued, whatever you was into, whether you was a nut or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you was into, whatever you love to do, regardless of the fact, you have to suffer and not be able to do this again. You can't see sunlight barely. You can barely maneuver, period. You gotta answer to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like, I had a family member that was in Nigeria growing up, and we had a situation where family was starving. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was reckless. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, he went to the market and he stole a bag of potatoes. They chopped his hand off.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you know, it's not about, you know, going to that extreme for your family in a sense. You got to think logically, what could I do to maintain an income, or what could I do so we all can eat? You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as asking as well. He didn't have to steal a sack of potatoes, but the position that he was in, or how vulnerable he was, and also you see your people in the jam, made you steal these potatoes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But he could have asked the man and told him, like, can I get 4 or 5 of these? And you just replace 1 potato out of each bag. You know what I'm saying? And that's ways, you know what I'm saying? Because African people back home, they not selfish or stingy naturally. But the environment and not having the sources make you that way. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it's just about communicating properly. Obviously, if this man have a market, he can actually share something with you. You can let him know. Now, if he does say no, you go to the next market. And the next one. Maybe you can get a potato from each market. You just can't give up and just put yourself in that position. But some people be so, like, gone mentally. You know what I'm saying? They be spaced out and they don't have that opportunity at hand. So it puts them in a vulnerable position. But you have to, that's when you call on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really put yourself in a position to see clear again. Because when you, and some people can't, you know what I'm saying? But this all go back to, it takes a village to raise a child. It also goes back to each one teach one. It goes back to, you know what I'm saying, putting ourselves in positions of power where we don't have to answer to those who don't even respect God or don't even know who God is.
Or help it.
You know what I'm saying?
Screaming out for help.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you talk, but that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But my part, then I say, man.
Nah, I was gonna say that was cold. Like answering the people who don't respect God, that was cold. this is kind of a side note, but the whole chopping off of the arm, chopping off of the limb in Nigeria, that is a harsh penalty in the sense that like that person has to live without that limb. So that's gonna be just difficult for them knowing what they did and having to live with that forever. It's like you can't. It's like a life sentence in itself, but also the fact that they're marked forever. Yep. So once people see them, they see it because we know probably why the arm got chopped. You know what I'm saying? And that's tough. Like that is tough. Like you can't expunge that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That ain't
saying?
no felony that could go away. Like,
somebody sees exactly who you are. It's like your skeleton can't be hidden.
Who you
That's true. Yeah.
But it also sets example for the whole village.
Yeah, and it'd be like, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying? But it also plays a role with the people who do not, the people who believe they God, and we have to answer to.
Yeah.
Black people weren't in those positions. African people, we wasn't in those positions. We weren't in those positions at first. They taught us to do shit like that, to chop the limb off, you know what I'm saying, an eye for an eye, you know what I'm saying? Like, they took a literal aspect and they put it on steroids. They blew it up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not saying it's wrong or I'm not saying it's right. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that you just have to put yourself in better positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, we always, like, we look at other people and how they moving, and we want to look, and we value certain things, but we're not looking at how they got to that point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, look at certain situations and be like, man, hey, they lit, or I need to do the same thing, or this you got to move this way and that way. No, it's your own pace at your own time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I realized, it's a lot of aspects where they be saying, like, black people can't survive without this, or we can't survive without that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing we can't overcome. You know what I'm saying? We're the only people that can actually be in a vulnerable position or a messed up situation and still overcome it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what we do. So, like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can talk about this shit all day. I'm just let y'all talk.
This is
messed up, man.
I have a question. Because Terry kind of did bring up a great point.
Valid point, right?
That, like you said, and I'm on to who they are, but even who they were. So at this point, they could have been young dumb. You know what I mean? Do you think 18 is the appropriate age now? Because I think at 18, at 21, I was still doing dumb ass shit. Exactly. And I'd be like, at 21, it was so crazy. Like, I had gotten into some shit at 19. And shit, I still on my record. You know what I mean? And so when jobs looked at me like, you did this shit. But again, they can use my age. You know what I mean? Because it's 5-6 years ago. But I was stupid then, and it's on my record. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking straight. What do you think is the appropriate age for somebody to be fully accountable, like, in the justice system? You know what I mean?
That's a hard question because some people grow up real fast, so they know exactly what the fuck they doing. Like, some people grow up real slow.
But I don't think 18 is the appropriate age, though.
So let me tell you, I'm in that same situation now. I got 5 felonies, and I work in corporate America. Jobs. Oh man, I go to interview. I'm social, so I kill an interview. I know what I'm talking about. I'm good at what I do. At the end of the interview, I need y'all to sit down. We need to have a quick little talk. Let me tell y'all about something. So then I come clean. I don't wait to the background check. I tell them
same.
But I know what I was doing, so I can tell them like, at the time that's who I was. I've changed. I'm this person now, but. Was I old enough to be held accountable for what I was doing back then? Hell yeah.
But this is the thing.
I jumped off the porch early. So I had been doing that shit before I got caught for 5-6 years before I got caught.
Right. But this is the thing. You might have jumped off too early. Do that make sense?
No. So now.
So you jumped off too early. It kind of became a habit.
But look at the time. Look at the time. Look how long I did it.
Right.
It became me. So is it unfortunate? Yes. Was it deserved? It's like, damn, unfortunately you were put in a bad position. You was a product of your environment and you didn't know any better. But for I did it for 6 years.
You just
But
took
you can't-
advantage. That's all.
You get what I'm saying? So
And I get that. And I
early
get that.
on, maybe not. But when
I get that.
19, when I got caught out, damn.
What's so crazy is
like,
what's so crazy is I feel like what we was doing I knew what I so many people know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know the repercussions of what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't know the repercussions, like, you know what I mean? You and damn near you stupid at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. It's stupid to do some shit, and I was grown. But I did the shit and didn't think of I didn't know the repercussions of the shit, and I didn't think of the repercussions. So I didn't even think of anything like, if I did this shit, what could happen to me? You know what I'm saying? And that's a sign of immaturity.
did you not know the repercussions, or did you not take them serious enough to realize?
I didn't even It's not that I didn't take it serious, because one of the reasons why I was in it is because I was fighting. I've been fighting since I was 13. You know what I'm saying? So it was never a repercussion of me fighting. But when I got
that's
there,
the problem. Because you never had accountable, you never held accountable for those actions.
Mhm.
So if the legal system wouldn't hold you accountable, you would still be doing that shit at.
You'll be fighting at 20 right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
But this is the
whether it's
thing,
the legal system or whether it's your community, somebody needs to hold you accountable.
right?
From a baby,
Village
Mhm.
raised
you
a
need to
child.
be held accountable.
And it's so crazy. What's so crazy about that is it was like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know that like, it was literally just a street fight. You know what I'm saying? You see some bitches in the street, the police damn near not taking them home. They break this shit up, and they gonna keep going. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was how I was. So I didn't think it was really like it's bitches fighting. You know what I'm saying? They came to my house. We got you on felony charges, battery. I was like, felony, battery, like just I'm getting arrested. I'm like, what the fuck?
And they basically used you as an example.
Man.
It's gonna spread. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all probably know by now. Like, I ain't even had to say it, but I'm pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for my people. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't by us and it's not for us, I ain't rocking
buying
with
it. Period.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think black, buy black, be black, and everything else handle itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, they taking our people and using them as examples. You know what I'm saying? They letting like, even the people that we look up to. You know what I'm saying? Let's just look at all the artists that's getting locked up, Lil Baby. Not to say I look up to them, but you know what I'm saying? Our community does. Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? They messing with Diddy. They, you know what I'm saying? For example, in all honesty, in my opinion, they killed his wife. I mean, his yeah, you know what I'm saying? They killed her. You know what I'm saying? They took advantage of that situation. They seen Diddy was for the people, and they knew, you know, those was the kid's mom, and they took advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Same difference when they took advantage of you. Also,
take
when they
health serious.
yeah, all that. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? So, like, in my opinion, like, they set examples so that we can get word of mouth, or they give us memorization, like, on the aspect of the psychology realm. Like, they keep showing that the black man is a monster in the media. They put videos of them killing us, you know what I'm saying, over and over and over and over and over. So, like, if me and Terry want to start something, you'd be like, damn, but the law though, G, like, you feel me? Put that, like, that fear in your psyche. They put it in the subconscious. Now, I'm not no hoe, regardless of the fact. I'm not no type of hoe, like, you know what I'm saying? And I know he's not neither. And if we came together, we can make something happen. But you still have to maneuver. It's a maze with this shit, because they hold so much value. So you always gotta just, you know what I'm saying, like, understand, like, the mistakes that you made, you can always assist another with not making the same if they value your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
And if they want to,
Even if
even if
they
they even
wanna
open to hear
you know what I'm
it,
saying?
you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It might not even be the fact they don't value it. They don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
And, like, that's another thing with maturity. Because I tell my little sister this all the time. She gonna fight till the day she die. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, gee, you see what happened to me. And thank God I didn't get no, you know, like, some serious charges. But
she feel like it got.
you know what I'm saying? She like, well, shit.
Yeah.
You ain't, you know what I'm saying? She's
That
not
ain't
taking heed to that. And that's so crazy. That's why I said, and I'm not making an excuse for any of it. You know what I mean? Because, go ahead.
So there's a story about a woman who it was a house, and the lady is like beating the shit out of her son or whatever for something that he did out in the streets. And they try to take the lady like, hey, why y'all like, you know what I'm saying, stop beating him like that. And she like, I'm beating him now, so you
y'all
don't
ain't
have
gotta
to.
beat him.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be here, so you won't kill him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you know he won't be spending his time like we talk about the death penalty and things like that. Like y'all consequences is a lot harsher than mine. So I'm gonna try to hold him accountable now and get him straight now. But at some point, you know, whether it be illegal, if it's not your parents, you're gonna. We talk about the universe and all that shit, and you might fall into the hands who don't really give a fuck about you at all. You know what I'm saying? Whether you were disciplined at home or by the legal system, it's like you're gonna get held accountable or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because basically, you know, just from being, like I said, what we're talking about, you know, poverty-stricken people, I don't just say blacks, but, you know, anybody that's poverty-stricken, I mean, you got a lack of information in some area of your life where you really need for the future. I'm sorry. Basically, you know, like I said, by me growing up backwards, you know, I call it the Benjamin Button training. That's what you realize, because grace of life allows you to get to a certain age to be the thing that you was really designed to be. What happens is they do that to poverty-stricken people because, and I'm like, you know, it's just like the thing that they say, you better late than never, but they prefer it to be later because they would rather them squeeze all the gifts and talents out of you first, and then you be dead first, you know, physically and spiritually. That's why, you know, we're talking about the spiritual and physical thing, because it's two laws at hand. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about laws. Those are the precepts, meaning that those are the pillars. So, like here, these are pillars, these are precepts, meaning that we don't want one of these beings to come out of this place because we expect them to hold the place. That's why they can't move. But like you said, justice is blind, meaning that it has to be, because if it sees something, it'll make a judgment based off what it looks like instead of what it actually is. The substance of the thing is the actual whole force of it. Now, in the light, in the positive realm is basically looking at it in the fact that it sees exactly who you really are, who you're designed to be. The darkness is trying to sell you something that you're not at all, and it's trying to sell the outside world around you, because it knows if your atmosphere is not conducive to who you really are, then you'll become what they say that you are. So that's really what it is. So if somebody say, you know, like she was saying, she got a person naturally. If it's cracking, she like, man, I'm fighting to the day I die. But what's the real fight? Because obviously in the natural, you're carrying around a dead body. And that's facts, because if any of us meet demise on our natural body right now through disease, violence, infliction, then it's going to leave and it's going to go back to where it came from naturally. But the thing carrying it around is eternal. So this is why those laws don't match natural laws, because whatever thing starts is the way that it finishes. So if your body got death on it at the end, then it had death on it in the beginning. So the laws it's feeding off of the life system, which is your eternal life. So it only feeds off that like children do. They feed off of their parents. Now they got two ways they can do this. They can do it with an honor system with their parent, or they can do it based off of the resources they're going to get from them. So your parent good as long as they're doing what you want them to do naturally. But the honor system allows you to love the actual thing that you're being told. Because, see, you're only going to do in the world what you honor. Because you can know a lot. That's why people be like, when you know better, you do better. And I'm just speaking from experience because, like most of us, we took some L's. So when you take losses, a person who prefer wisdom in life, they're going to actually start honoring the system, because they're going to be like, I could have died right there. I could have met my whole, I could have got life in jail right there. But the grace of life realized where I wasn't, and it gave me another chance. But in the natural sense, I could be like, man, you got about that straight. You feel me? I got about that straight, you know what I mean? It just got to be smoother next time. And now somebody will teach you naturally how to bust moves, not to lose in that way. But see, the real meeting is when your spirit has to meet its maker, the spirits, because that's eternal. This is why what he was saying basically for people, your life is based off training, influence, and honor.
Because all you have as a human being is good health and time. That's all you got. You ain't got nothing if you don't have them two things. Because if your health is not straight spiritually, mentally, or physically, in one of them areas, see, you can be great in one of them, but whichever one you feed the most, that's the one that's going to be the strongest. So if I want to be a hitter, if I want to be a driller, if I want to be a thief, I want to be something like that, then that's where my honor system is going toward things that can finagle. So I'm using my gift of good to influence my bad. But I have to pay for that. That means that if I'm winning naturally, I could become a billionaire, get like how the mob do. They done killed many people and things of that nature. So that's why your judge got another master, which is the master of wickedness. So then that's his judgment, but he already know he dead, but he's eternally dead. He got to have your body. Like, evil has to have a human body to say yes or no. That's why most people be like, why would somebody do something like that? Or they be like, where was God at in this situation? He was where he always been. He placed us in a position to choose that. So if you don't choose the way that the God that made you precepted, then you have to choose the God of the evil that precepted you. Like he was saying, if the brother would have went to the market man and just told him, I'm poor right now, I'll get in a better position, but if you can help my family and use some type of logic, then if that man would have told him, get out of my store, I can't help you, that man is the one that's accountable. Because God is going to look at the system of what that man used now. You understand what I'm saying? So like you said, the world will make can paint whatever picture they want you on the TV, on the radio, in your ears, because that's how we receive. But now it's up to the real living thing, the eternal spirit, to be able to make the decision. Or, because if you make a natural decision, then you're going to condemn people to death. When you see that they did because somebody told you that without the facts, then what you can do is now you can stay calm because you'll be like, okay, now if that person actually did that, then I know what goes with that. But I'm not the one that's going to be able to say it. He's already condemned either way. So even if they free you in a court system, it means nothing when you go back home to God or how he's dealing with you. Because, see, nobody gets away with anything that they do. Just like in the greatness of what you do, then all of that, because they're all seeds. So either you sowing spiritually or you sowing physically. And seeds produce later than they actually been planting, but they produce way more. So, that's kind of so with your influence, with your training, and with your honor, that's the direction that we're going in. And that's how the world is now. What do you honor? Because people be knowing a whole bunch. You know what I mean? Like somebody will see me or see us. First of all, if they look at us naturally like, oh, you black. You African, you dark skinned. Oh, she got her hair right here with a dope earrings. Now, like she must be hood. Or you know what I'm saying? Not understanding, never peep who you really are. The spirit is carrying this body that they summed up. Now, if they spiritual, then everything will be a common denominator because they'll be like, okay, well, you know what? I recognize a human being. And everything that I want for myself, that's what I want for them. And that's the source, and that's just two laws. And that's unconditional love and then wickedness. And that's what it is. You kind of like, so if you think you're dibbling in wickedness, then you got to honor the master of it. But if you're dibbling in love, then you honor the master of that. So if you know the character of the person who created love and peace and truth and harmony, then you believe wholeheartedly in that. So when I'm ready to steal, then I think about the honor system. Because that's the only way you're going to do it. You know you're not supposed to do that. You know you don't may not know the whole dynamics, but you're clear that you're outside the line. That's why you're sneaking. So you're trying to be in darkness. But if the person who got light said, I got you, and regardless of how you feel, then that's how it is with your children too. They got no worries if they got a good parent. They just living off the honor system.
One that's teaching them like
the
mother.
So it's like when I do wrong, and I do anything that's outside of what the precept or this parent taught me, then that means something wrong with my honor system because I'm going to do what's right whether they're around or not. Yeah. Because I'm going to think on what they do because I honor them. So now my direction, it straightens out away from the evil world that I'm in. So I can be around, but bad company corrupts character. So now even if you are great, if you're surrounded in an atmosphere that's making you not be conducive to moving, you have to move into that area. So, that's why I'm just saying, like somebody, like we lost a lot of time. So if you lost, if you prefer love, if somebody wouldn't, that's how the grace of life. They're like, man, if they knew better, if they knew something else, if their training was different, then they would have a different honor system, then I'm going to give them the grace. They're not going to die. Because, see, you can't do nothing once you did. Once you ain't got this body no more. So,
but see, and my comment to that is, because I definitely get what you're saying. And I definitely agree. What I think about that is like and that's what I'm saying with our justice system. Like, these people don't know this. You get what I'm saying? And now they do, and we fuck them up in the end because we don't give them another chance to get it right. This motherfucker that's 18 that he didn't know it was, you know what I'm saying? Just like I didn't know it was a repercussion until I got the repercussion. You get what I'm saying? He get the repercussion, and now you tell him he got life in prison. He didn't have that chance. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, at that point, what do you think? And I guess in a sense, it's not enough time. It's never gonna be the right time until they learn. You get what I'm saying?
I hate when they consider giving them a chance or giving them a second chance. When they say, well, you no longer have the death penalty, but you have life.
Right. like you know what I'm saying? You
I hate when they say that, like, this person was on death row and now all they have is life in prison. Like it's not.
I definitely, it's not a way better situation.
No, I just hate when that is.
It depends on whether that person wants to live or not.
That is considered.
Because if he don't want to live, you know what I'm saying?
Don't boast that as a second opportunity in life.
That's
not a second opportunity.
You like don't play God.
Don't boast that as in like, you know what?
It's better. It's better, but it's not.
He did that crown when he was 18. We gonna cut him some slack. We just gonna give him life.
Now, if I can, just let me say, I feel what you're saying, and like I said, you have that's that natural judgment. We understand now, but I do have to say this in the spiritual sense. The law of the way that our spirit is designed, it tells you that the heart of the king is in the hand of your creator. So whoever you would say that your creator is, then that means that our creator of human race is just. So he deals with the heart of people. That's why you were saying even in your interview, like, okay, you got everything socially together, even on your resume, physically, everything is straight, but you take the like, you know what, because I know this is going to be an arbitrary decision. So when you tell them, like, hey, I'm going to lay it out, and they're going to honor that because you was truthful. Now they have the right to say the way the scales.
Right.
But I'm saying that to say that when you have done something and you have a spirit that's going to destroy other people, and that's why you're probably already incarcerated, and they do that, the heart of the king, meaning the judges, the attorneys, and even the fights of the people is in the hands of God too. So if you're just, then he's going to build them hearts, just like he got to do with the boss you're going to interview with the judge you're going to go in front of, whoever has the key to give you the access to the next place. So he's going to deal with that heart, because you need that person. Because evidently you're like right now, I need you all, so you all, you know.
So you saying that's the step down from,
but
that's him speaking through them.
Through them, because see, your exoneration is in the heart of the person that can give it to you based off how you understand what you're dealing with, because everybody got demons on them. You're born with a demon on you. So whatever your vice is, some people got 10, some people might have 1. But if that's your vice, that you was murdering, it was a sickness that didn't get detoxed from you, that's what's destroying you, because you're not in control of that, because then nobody trained you on how to bring that away from you, get rid of that demon, and then operate in a good way. See what I mean? So, but see, now that's where the capitalism and the naturalism go in, because they know that. Understand that this society deals off a full spiritual situation. It's never physical. They give it to us like it's racism or propaganda. Nah, they understand who we are. And they on the spiritual level, because they cannot work with the devil if they don't know God, or they don't know the force of positivity. If they don't know the force of positivity, then they couldn't do what they're doing. That's how they operate, because they 100% evil. But they deal with the precepts, because the principles of life still work for you whether you do evil or good. They just like, hey, so we deal in murder.
You're saying to be one, you have to know of the other.
It's inevitable, but that's impossible.
You
have to. You have to understand your enemy. You have to understand the opposition, and that's where time and your good health goes into. That's you notice they invest in scientists, like how the man guy here. So if he's if he's for his people, if he's for us, then he invests his time and his energy to make sure that he's building up the culture that he's coming from. That's all he has is good help and time. Look where he decided to put it. Look where she decided to. You see what I mean? So now look where you the greatest at. That's where you can tell.
I disagree with that a little bit. Based off, you have to know one to be the other.
Okay.
I disagree with it to a certain extent.
I don't think that's what he said though.
No. He was saying in order to be evil, you have to know light.
I apologize. Let me not put it that way. Yeah. I'm saying, like, if your position in life is going to be one where you're going to be dealing with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much to say if you're going to do, no, you don't. I'm saying because you're going to operate in evil when you're born. I was saying that to say that if you're a judge or you're in a position of power, then if that's what you're going to commit to, then you're going to have all the information of it. That's that's what makes your life go. The intel of life makes your life go. Information. No,
but this is the thing. This is the thing. And I think I would go to this part, and we gonna have to wrap this up a little bit. It's going not like that. But just saying this. When you said, I do think that in order to be good, you have to know evil. You just might not know which one is which at that point. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know it's another decision. Like, I could rob or I could give. I might not know. I know that giving. I know that giving is right, and I know robbing is wrong. So I know the other. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes people could know that robbing is this and giving is that, and don't know which one is which. You don't know if that's good or if that's bad. But you know that you have a decision. And because you have a decision, you know that it's two decisions, and you know it's the opposite one.
Is there such thing as not knowing it's as evil or as bad?
I think it's just like you could be a villain to the world and a hero to your family for robbing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know
but I'm not saying this is the thing. That's why I said I never said whether, like, I think this is good and I think this is bad.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to explain to him. I was just making sure he get what I'm saying.
So my point was, remember those kids about a year, maybe 2 years ago, who went to jail for kidnapping that white boy because he was a Trump supporter, and they like abused him on Facebook and stuff like that. Everybody like, these kids kidnapped this boy. They deserve to go to jail. Like they kidnapped this white boy. Remember that?
Yeah.
They like kidnapped. They Facebook Live did. They beat him up. They like shaved his head and cut him with a razor or something like that. Now that you would look at it and be like, they savages. Like, that is evil, right? Do they know that that's savage and evil? And the reason why I say that is because, as crazy as it may sound, that is absolutely normal to them.
Right.
That is war.
And that's what we're saying.
Now,
we're saying that in their eyes, that might be good.
So this how they look at it, right? This happens all the time in our hood. A bunch of people get beat up, get caught lacking on the wrong block, get killed. Nobody ever goes to jail. Nothing ever happens. This is normal. This is what we do around here. Now y'all making this big deal that we found this dude, he on the wrong block. Like, they probably went to jail, and out of their mouth was literally probably, what y'all making a big deal about? Like y'all making such a big. Why is the world
and that's what I apologize. Maybe if I wasn't clear, I was just saying based off anything that you do is based off the intel. Okay. Because that's the only, as far as you go. But here's the thing: they just got in an arena where the people who got to judge now their time now is at the highest. So now they're like, either you're gonna see this from where we at, because this is where the depth of where you are, and you thought that your information stopped, but the information was beyond you. Yeah. So it's like by us knowing that, this is why we have to be on that curve. You know what I mean? And that's just going forward. But that's why on purpose. Now that's what's on the natural side. They do this intentionally to poor people, because that's the definition of poor. Poor and riches don't come from resources naturally or material. It comes from information for the future that will enhance the legacy of every culture. So since you're not going to be culturally sound if you're poor, you know what I mean? But if you have tradition and culture, that's what, because now, like he was saying, by those generations, how they stick to those precepts, that's all it is, systems. So they run their system naturally. You end up in the penal system. You end up on, I don't care which system. Everything is real circulatory system. Everything has lines. So if it don't have lines, it's wild. So they know that. So they be like, we want to make sure they wild, so that our systems can be able to take advantage of their power. You see what I mean? And that's why I'm like, you know.
My last thing, like what you just said, I think you give them a little too much credit.
And I may be. I'm just saying that's always a possibility.
To them, this is normal. Even though it might be normal, they might not have knew how illegal it was. They knew that shit was wrong.
Yeah, it's just like with repercussions. Just like the same repercussions that I was saying.
That's why I said evil, but not knowing how evil. Yeah. Well, I know it's bad, but I didn't know it
how
was
bad it is. They didn't know how much time came.
Exactly. They don't
know how
count. So they don't count.
I know this shit is super wrong. I just didn't know I could go to jail.
Right. And that's the same thing I was saying with the same thing with me. Like,
if you know it's wrong, if you know so you say I know it's wrong. I just didn't know how long I could go to jail for this.
No.
Do you really know how wrong it is? Because
how long you go to jail for don't change how wrong it is. Cause that's the opinion of another
Yeah.
person.
it changes.
You know the shit was, even if you got away with it, even if the shit wasn't illegal, this shit out here that's wrong is not illegal, G.
Yeah.
No.
Like if you fucking, we talk about this R. Kelly shit. A nigga that's of age, of a certain age, fucking 17-year-old, just cause it's legal don't mean it's okay, G.
Sure.
And it's certain. And that being said, like I was saying, with like that's kind of what you told me. Like I was like, we know we shouldn't be fighting. You know what I'm saying? But we did it. We didn't think about what could happen because we did it. We know we're not supposed to be doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers didn't think of the repercussions of the shit. And that's what he was saying, like, and it's kind of like I get what he's saying though. They didn't know to the extent how wrong it was. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was like, it's something just like,
It's a difference.
yeah, it's illegal. Yeah, they didn't know how illegal it was.
Right.
Cause at this point, it's like I said, you know it's bogus. You know you're not supposed to do it. But once you get in this shit, you like, oh, I really wasn't supposed to do this shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, oh, I can go to jail for a long time.
But that's what a lack of information allows you to do. You don't count the cost, and that's all it is. It's like because look at their honor system. Their honor system was the streets, so that's where it stops at. Because the honor mean like how you be like you bound by honor. That's that's what the saying is. That means that there's a commitment. So contracts are different from just somebody who just here and there leisurely with their information. That's why you ain't picked a side. But once you pick a side, whether it's being a goon, a savage, whether it's being a judge, that's what they say. Yeah, unfortunately, that's why they separate their natural feelings from what they say. But like me, myself, I will let you go. But because of my system, you see what I mean? That's how I go. And so that's how they saying. They be like, we're going to let the white boy go. But I'm roll them, you feel me? But he was bogus, Chuck. You see what I mean? That's how they like, I understand.
I understand where you was coming from, but your ass going to jail.
No, it's so crazy. The so crazy thing about that is we definitely gonna wrap that up. But I definitely, when I was in, police officers, once they got you in custody, they try to act like they the nice guy. Like, motherfuckers was like, so why did you do this? Like, it don't matter. I'm going to jail for this shit. So it really don't matter. But he's telling me, no, he really having a real conversation with me. He like, you know what happened? I tell him what happened. He was like, damn, that's fucked up. And you know what I'm saying? He sympathizing with me just a little bit. But he still handed me the motherfucking paper. Yeah. Let me get your prints. Like, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, we gonna wrap it up. I guess ain't nobody in this bitch fucking with the death penalty.
Or just bogus crime.
Right.
Legal systems, period.
Right.